Hello and welcome to the virtual guided session. It's Shannon Heaton.
And I'm Ellery Klein.
Special guest today, Ellery, from literally down the road. You live lower on the hill than we do, so you had to bike up the hill to get to us. Mm-hmm. And you didn't have a great bike ride on the way here.
It was great until the end.
Yeah.
So...
a very aggressive person frightened Ellery. So boo on you, and we're going to wash all of that away with some nice tunes. So we're delighted you're joining us, friends. Adele, you were Pams. You were first in the room. Welcome. Glad to have you joining us from Halifax, and glad that it's sunny. And Bob in Wisconsin, hello, and happy birthday to Jennifer. Woohoo. Douglas, hey, I'm glad that you're here, and the preschoolers will have to wait. Galahad, welcome to you. Marco and Jeanette in Milano, welcome. Ciao to you, my friends. Maria in the UK, hi and welcome. Hey, Ray in Albany. My gosh, you had a big week of driving. Ray drives folks, he drives a bus and sometimes covers some serious ground. And the virtual guided session, by extension, has been lots of beautiful places with Ray. So that's pretty
nice.
Cool. Hey, Mike, nice to have you joining us, and other Mike. So we got Portland, Oregon, and we got Ohio in the house. Thank you for being here. Ted in Ottawa, hi and welcome to you. Jennifer, is it your birthday? Happy you're joining us from Michigan. Lindsay, hi in New Jersey. Aga, hello, my friend in Poland. Hello, Susan and Robert in Tennessee. Joey, hello and welcome to you. I'm so glad that you're here. Margie in Minneapolis. Arthur in France, hello. And also to Paul in Gatineau. Hello to you and good day in Quebec. Hi to Evelyn. I cannot believe that you encountered the word besom. The Besom in Bloom is a lovely tune we've played many times at this session. And that's a good crossword kind of a word.
Huh?
And to M, hello in France. I'm so glad that you're back. Welcome. And yes, Matt is not here today. So Ellery in his stead. Hello to Fel in Southern California and Peter also in San Diego. Hi, Carrie in Florida. It's Carrie Dexter. Hi. Hello to Julie and Wes in Maryland. Hey, Jaden in Holland. Nice to see you, my friend. Wonderful to hear your tune on the Facebook page. I just absolutely love that beautiful upbeat waltz. It's really great. And to Tom in California, hi and welcome to you. Glad that the tadpoles are thriving. The peepers are going crazy here in the evenings. So sweet. And Jenny in the UK, hello, my artist friend. Of course, Jenny made that beautiful Hastings Island photo that we like to use for the VGS. So really great that you're here today live. And to Carpenter's wife in PA, maybe you can make us some nice chairs. Allison, hey to you in Rhode Island, and to Roxanne, hey in California. And Roxanne said it's always a delight when you join.
Aw, thank you, Roxanne.
And Julie, hey to you in Tennessee, and hey, love the Bowtides CD. You want to tell us about the Bowtides?
The Bowtides is my pandemic-formed group with two other former Gaelic Storm fiddle players, Jesse Burns from Colorado, Katie Grennan from Chicago, along with Eric Turin on bass and Jeff Lindblade on guitar. Super fun, like triple fiddle, Celtic-y.
Yeah, it's creative.
Band.
It's creative, and you kind of like take the arrangements places, but it's still really great trad playing. I love it. I just got to hear you live in Pittsburgh not too long ago. Sounds great.
Thanks.
Well done. So let's see. We've got Julie and John down the road, to Frank and to Anne in Germany. Hi and welcome. Oh, so nice to have a sweet house joining us. Today we're going to start with Haste to the Wedding. And I'm glad, Mary, that you're on the mend. Really glad. And welcome. Thanks for joining us from Oregon. Here's more healing ahead with...
Ooh, that went out of tune since we tuned.
Should we check? Here's an A, everybody.
Your room is a little drier than mine. That sounds better.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, is that good? 1, 2. Woohoo! Oh, Karen and Charlie Bird, welcome. And how sweet to think of Charlie singing happy birthday to Jennifer. Sweet little parrotlet. Charlie has appeared in videos like singing, like perched on the end of a whistle and really singing. He's musical. Very nice. So Galahad, that's hilarious that your fiddle doesn't sound like that. And that's good because we're not supposed to sound like each other. We're supposed to sound like ourselves. But glad if Ellery can provide some inspiration.
Yeah.
And Jaden, glad to have you joining us on the guitar today. Jaden plays fiddle and whistles, but yeah, makes sense that you're joining on guitar today. So carrying on now with polkas.
Polkas.
I think O'Connor's. I always think of you with O'Connor's polka. Yeah?
Yep.
That'll be the first one, the first polka. And the second one is the Ballydesmond. Is this Ballydesmond number 2?
I think so, yeah.
I always get the numbers.
I looked on the Cultus YouTube video.
Wow.
It seemed to be.
When you care enough to Google.
But I wondered the same thing because the Martin Wynn reels are often labeled.
Oh, really?
Like they're one way on like a CD that I've seen, and then the Cultus ones are. So I still don't know which one is Martin Wynn's number 1 and number 2.
Right.
So
Can you hear? People might not be able to hear you speaking as well because you're far from the mic, and so you can lean in.
Also, I have a bad habit of mumbling.
But please let us know, friends, if the balance of the instruments could be more optimal in any way. Just let us know. So dum da do do. First into E A A B C D E. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yoo-hoo!
1, 2, ready. you manage Come West Along the Road? Is that it?
Yep.
All right, Grania has a request, and since we don't always get to see you live, Grania, we'll throw in Come West Along the Road right here, right now. Maybe into the Earl's chair. Into... Ooh, a 3-tune set is very, very exciting, as is Daryl joining us from California. Very exciting to have you here today. Oops, I just put it in caps. That's all right. Come west along the road, because the west of Ireland is so nice. Bears specific mention. I see the note here of the toddler throwing all the water out of the tub. Matt Heaton has a wonderful song called "Don't Drink the Water Your Butt's Been In." So maybe that's another thing that you can teach your child today. Brought to you by the Heatons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dum doo 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 doo. Is that good speed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Paul, great question. You asked what the interval, what the notes were that Ellery was bouncing down to, sometimes playing double stops there. Can you speak to that?
Sure. I assume you mean on the Earl's chair, right? So I'm just playing right at the start. I just put an open D, which is a sixth interval, if we want to get. And then. So I do that, and then it's a fourth on the. Under the E, you'd play a B. But you can always experiment, just try an open string over or above.
It's kind of like what the instrument, what is handy on the instrument, and also what the tune calls for. And sometimes they aren't always obvious. Like sometimes what kind of works on the instrument and seems like it's not going to work in the tune could actually be cool.
Yeah, but most of the tunes are in D, G, or A, so a lot of times an open string will work with one of the chords, so you just have to try it.
Nice. And how sweet, Peter, that your grandson's name is West. Does he do spell it in all caps like that? I would like to see that. And Allison, this is such exciting news that you have found a session in Rhode Island. How great that we have the option to do in-person sessions and still have the option to do online sessions. It's amazing. It's a great wide world out there. And this is very, very exciting that you've got your first big local session, in-person session. Allison started during the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
And so this is her first time really getting to play with other people. And the same with Joel. And Joel, so sweet that you're saying that we sound a little bit like First 50. For my First 50 project, you played a couple of sets of tunes on there. The only difference being that we tried to do it without hardly any ornamentation, which was a good challenge to try to do it via bowing and breathing, so phrasing and rhythmic style instead of ornamentation. That was kind of interesting. So yay. Jenny, glad that it sounded good. And Mike, nice to have you joining us again. And Shane, hello to you. Shane also had a first last week, entered his first music competition and won. A young flute player in Ireland. So exciting up in the north. Yes, doing great work there. So Alexander, thank you for joining us, and glad that you're thinking it's beautiful. This is good. I'm loving how everybody's playing along. Sounding great, everyone. And Teague, have I played with anyone from Minnesota? Lots of good friends, mutual friends we have up there. Dahi Sproul, and of course Brian and Nora. And our good friend Nathan Gorley in town originally was in Minnesota. A lot of good pals up there. It's great. And I talked to Barry Foy a couple weeks ago about his wonderful field guide to the Irish music session. That was the last Irish Music Stories podcast episode about that great little book. And it was a hilarious conversation. And Barry is also up there along with Patty O'Brien is there.
Yeah.
And hi, Dak. I'm Un for joining us today. Happy to have you in the house live as well. We've got some good peeps here. All right, we're going to continue with some jigs. How about Cliffs of Moher?
And the hag at the Churn, which I like to call the old wise woman at the Churn.
Nice. Or maybe not even at the Churn, the old wise woman, because a wise person, uses everything that she has on the farm.
Yep.
So, I do like the idea of reclaiming the word hag. Wasn't it Ursula Le Guin who wrote an amazing, or she wrote an essay about the word crone, I think. But that idea. The old hags playing tunes. So the second one. Right? A, da, do, da. I'm going to remember that that's where we're going. Da, do, do, da. All right. So first one.
High A. High A, middle A.
Yeah, let's check our tuning, see if we're in tune with reality still. Here's an A. Perfect. 1, 2, 1. Bothy band lick.
I saw that. I heard that.
Well, I kind of like delayed reaction. I saw Peter's note about he was requesting some harmonies on the Cliffs of Moher. It was too late by then. We'd gone to the second tune, but I tried them on the second tune. So there you go. For you, Peter, especially. Yes. Also, Cliffs of Moher are not the most obvious thing to do harmonies on, gotta say. It's kind of already got such a narrative.
Yeah. You could hear, like, it's a tune that's so common that Shannon and I had different little licks that we threw in there. That
Yes. Yes. We kind of came up with something by the end.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. I love everybody saying hi to everyone else. Alexandra saying cuckoo to Jaden. So wonderful to have you joining us. And Sebastian from France. Hey, Seb. Nice to have you here. We're going to carry on with a tune that I think we did record. We did include together in the first 50 book, which was The Plains of Boyle.
Oh,
okay. Great hornpipe in D. And before that, let's do that. Somebody requested. Old Boney crossing the Rhine. We'll try Napoleon crossing the Rhine. E minor into the Plains of Boyle. And as Seamus Connolly told me, Patty O'Brien used to go nice little variation there. Tasty. Okay. So, and by the way, Dat and everyone, this is Ellery Klein joining me on the fiddle today, and she plays with a great group called the Bowtides. What's the website?
www.thebowtides.
The Bowtides.
And it's the Bowtides, like ocean.
.com.
Yes.
Thebowtides.com.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write www.
Yeah. And we have our new CD, Sailing On, newish. So you can stream it, but you can also buy it.
It's not called Sailing On Newish. It's called Sailing On. And it is newish. And, it's so inspiring and humbling that so many people here meet us in a second or even third language in English. This is incredible. We have folks all over the place. So, just in case that was confusing, it is called Sailing On. It is a CD by the Bowtides.
And I saw somebody said they're going to see us in Madison earlier. So, yay. Say hi when you're there. Come up and say hello from the VGS.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can do the boom, boom, boom. I just can't go down.
No, that's what you're after? Okay.
Thank you for being my friend and knowing what I meant. Sailing on Newish. Here we go. Dum de dum. classy tune.
Yeah.
Sometimes hornpipes, you play it a third time and it's like, oh. But I have to say, I kind of missed not doing that first tune a third time. And then when we got into the Plains of Boyle, I also felt like that kind of chugged. Maybe we went a little fast. Maybe that's why. But it was nice. I enjoyed it. And oh my gosh, Alex, you're here in real time. It's China. It's really late. But Alex has a big house and can make noise. So last time around, it was so sweet that Alex and Jaylyn joined us because Jaylyn came over for tunes. So that was really a treat to have you both. And happy to have you here today. We're going to carry on now. This is, by the way, Alex, my friend Ellery Klein, joining on fiddle, and we're going to play our offertory selection now. So this is where we pass the tip jar around. Sorry that I'm catching you, Alex, right as you're jumping in. Kind of crass. So if you have something to throw in the tip jar, we're grateful. Above all, we're grateful that you're here. We're going to try a Liz Carroll jig called the Diplodocus into a couple of reels. And I'm sure that some of you know the Steampacket and the Galway Rambler, so please do feel free to play along with us. So here we are. So these are not going to be slower.
Yeah.
How fast do you want to go?
We can go medium on the jig.
Okay.
Yeah. She rips through it on the tree end CD, but I don't know if we need to play it that fast.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. And we can rip into the reels.
Sounds
It'll be
good.
fun.
All right, good.
All right. 3, 4.
words. Right at the end. Hey, and Jim, you snuck in. Wonderful to have you joining us. And to Arnaud, I'm glad you're enjoying it as well. So we're going to carry on with some slides, my friends. We have a nice house of musicians here today and a lot of doublers. Jim plays flute and fiddle. Jaden plays fiddle, wind, and guitar. And boy, Alex plays lots of things now, including the pipes, which is pretty exciting, and making some whistles in China as well, doing just amazing work. So, O'Keefe's slide. This is for Aga into no. Kind of different slides, but at a slow pace they'll work together, I think. I think that's Dennis Murphy's slide, but I'm sometimes wrong. Am I right?
I think so.
Okay.
I think you're right.
It's probably a slide that he liked to play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the E minor one first, and then we'll bear in mind dum da 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 dum dee dum dum da 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 F. I'm going to keep that in mind while I'm playing the first one. Okay. Dum dee dee da da, like that. 1 and 2. 4 slides. That was slow.
Yeah.
And they were awfully nice, actually. Enjoyed that with you. And I enjoyed the slow, fast session that we did last week. Ray, I'm glad you dug it. We did a session experience last week where we played tunes like incredibly slowly, unbelievably slowly, trying to play them well and beautifully, but at just like a very, very, very brought back pace. And it was instructive for all, myself most of all.
It can be hard to slow tunes down.
Yeah, and to really stay present and to really kind of bring it. It was really cool. We've done it before, but we hadn't done it for quite a while, and I think it's good for playing to do that. Okay, so we've got some reels. These go out to Allison, the Copperplates, the old Copperplates, these great rhythmic tunes that have just enough melodic interest to kind of chew on, but they're kind of like little rhythm jams a little bit.
They're like 2 of my favorite reels.
Are they?
Yeah.
Do you have associations with them?
No, I just love them. I think they're awesome tunes. I never get sick of them.
Yeah, and I also love that they really almost always go together. So it's kind of like, hey, let's play the Copperplates. You can just kind of,
yeah,
you know.
You just don't leave it unlocked in your house because someone might steal it later.
Let's make sure we're in tune with reality, Ellery, because I don't think we are. Here's a G. Before we play this, Alex asked, when is the flute workshop? And I'll tell you, my friend, the flute workshop is May 13th coming right up. And this is our schedule for forthcoming events. We've got a virtual guided session coming up on Saturday, May 20th in 2 weeks. And then for the summer, we're going to once a month, the 3rd week of every month, but not yet. First, we'll get through May. Matt will be back next time for Saturday, May 20th session. And the Zoom workshop will be May 13th. Thanks for asking. So here we go. It's how fast?
Wait, how's it go? Okay, something. The way you sang it for a second.
Yeah,
okay.
1,
that's the same tune.
2, here we go. Woo! very unusual, actually, that second tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never think of it as unusual because it goes after the first Copperplate. That's pretty straightforward, but it's a nugget, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
And speaking of playing things slowly, so I usually rip through that one. I was like, oh, I didn't practice this slow.
Yeah, it's good. It's good practice, everybody. We invite
practice.
you to slow things way down sometimes for the fun. So something, maybe a set of jigs before we finish off with a waltz. Some Tonras.
Yeah,
Brendan
Tonras.
Tonras, you suggested. The great Brendan Tonra, who lived in Boston for a long time, originally from Sligo, but lived here and wrote many wonderful tunes, including this one. This is one of his breakaway hits, I think. The do-da doo-da yodel-da. That's a very pretty tune. So we'll try that one. Into Jimmy Ward's. And I saw that Matt Heaton had tuned in. How sweet is that? Tuning in from the car. So maybe you can lilt these along with us because they sound best. Lilt it. Maybe I'll just lilt it with you. What do you think?
They laid them, but we could just lilt it together.
That sounds good. And Kathleen, you had requested Jimmy Ward's. We didn't make it for the slow fast, but we'll do it today. So we'll go into that one. And Arthur, next time we'll do slip jigs. Next time we'll do Arthur slip jigs. If you have a particular one you want to hear, let me know, and we'll make sure to get to that next time. Okay, so are we in tune? Let's see. In tune with reality? Okay. 1, 2, here we go. Well, this has been a delight. Thank you for the tunes.
You're welcome.
And folks, thanks for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks on May 20th for another installment of the virtual guided session. Matt Heaton will be back. In the meantime, I'm doing a flute workshop over Zoom on May 13th. If you're not signed up and you want to be, just email me. And we're going to finish with Margaret's Waltz in A. And before we do, a big, big thank you to each of you for joining us. Dank u wel. Guramahagat. Ta palat. Merci beaucoup. Trugare. Arigato gozaimasu. Muchas gracias. Dziękuję. Dankeschön. Mille grazie. Sheshe. Mkoi. Chwala wam. Toda. Tusen tak. Kamsahamida. Efcharisto. Chwala wam. Eskerikasko. Tanyavad. Gidos. Natinda. Shukran. Miigwech. Yutva. Spasiba. Achehe. Salamat. Tarimakashi. Dioch. Kusanem. Muito obrigada. Gam un. Khopkun naka. Khopchai lai de. Thank you so much, friends, for joining. And we will finish with the dear Margaret's Waltz in the key of A. Neil had requested this a while ago. So here you go, Neil. If you're tuning in later, this is for you. And to folks tuning in later, or to folks who are here but not on the chat, again, thank you for joining us and for being part of this and sharing these little tunes with us. So it's been a pleasure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is one of the first tunes I ever learned when I started playing fiddle.
Oh, where'd you learn it?
I heard it at the Augusta Heritage Festival
Nice.
in West Virginia.
Who was playing it? Do you know?
Some guy at a session, but I just thought, what is that tune? It's so beautiful. It's beautiful.
Margaret's
So,
Waltz.
Enjoy it.
Mm.
Yeah. And I gotta make sure. I always mix it up with another waltz. There we
Is
go.
that it? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1. Happy birthday, Jennifer, and I'm so glad that you enjoyed Margaret's Waltz. I hope that the toddler will be singing that as well as Don't Drink the Water That Your Butt's Been In. And hope to see some of you again real soon here. Thanks, everybody, and thanks again to Ellery Klein. Woohoo!
Bye.
Bye!